Good morning. This presentation will provide an informational overview of the Coastal Resilience Master Plan. The Coastal Resilience Master Plan is an implementation action of the City of San Diego's Climate Adaptation and Resilience Plan, Climate Resilient SD. Climate Resilient SD was adopted in 2021 and is the city's plan to invest in and improve the lives of the people that live in our city while increasing local capacity to prepare for, adapt to, recover from, and thrive in a changing climate. It is a plan to ensure that as we are investing in climate adaptation, we are also improving the lives of San Diegans by furthering social equity, improving air and water quality, and increasing the safe and enjoyable spaces in our neighborhood. This graphic shows the planning process to how we arrived at the development of the Coastal Resilience Master Plan. The 2015 Climate Action Plan recognized that while the city was reducing its greenhouse gas emissions, the city would still see impacts from climate change. It called for the development of a standalone climate adaptation plan. The first step in the planning process was the completion of vulnerability assessments to understand citywide what assets and resources would be vulnerable to climate change-driven hazards, including extreme heat, wildfire, sea level rise, and flooding. These vulnerability assessments help to inform Climate Resilient SD, the city's climate adaptation and resilience plan that includes a suite of strategies to mitigate risk to climate change hazards, build community capacity to respond and recover, and build a more resilient and thriving future. One of these strategies is the development of the Coastal Resilience Master Plan to identify nature-based solutions for locations along San Diego's coast to improve the resilience of our communities to sea level rise, while also benefiting wildlife, habitat, and natural coastal resources. Throughout this entire planning process, stakeholder and community engagement has helped to inform the city's climate resilience work. The Coastal Resilience Master Plan aims to improve the ability of our coastal communities and habitats to respond to and recover from climate change impacts. The main goals of the plan are to mitigate risks from sea level rise, address flooding and erosion concerns due to rising seas, to protect and enhance habitat. Many locations along our coastline are home to protected and/or sensitive species covered by the city's multiple species conservation plan, such as the western snowy plover and the California least tern. Through a nature-based solutions approach, there is an opportunity to protect and enhance habitat. And finally, to support access to the coast and recreational opportunities. The coast is a valuable asset to all of our communities and to those who visit San Diego. We want to enhance coastal accessibility and support the various recreation opportunities our coast provides. This phase includes development of concept-level designs of potential nature-based solutions for 6 locations along San Diego's coast. Under this phase, one site will be moved forward to a pilot project design. This work also includes the completion of a programmatic environmental impact report, and development of the plan includes robust stakeholder engagement. City planning is coordinating with other city departments through an internal working group and has convened a stakeholder advisory committee that provides subject matter expertise on site selection, feasibility, coastal resilience, and nature-based solutions. The project team has also been engaging with the community through newsletters, pop-up events, workshops, and online surveys. If you aren't familiar with them, nature-based solutions are projects or approaches that mimic or are designed after natural ecosystems and processes. These types of projects, such as restoring wetlands or living shorelines, provide social, economic, and environmental benefits. Climate Resilient SD and the Coastal Resilience Master Plan prioritize nature-based solutions for sea level rise protection and coastal resilience because of the multiple benefits nature-based solutions provide to communities beyond risk reduction, such as water quality improvement, recreation opportunities, provision of habitat, and greenhouse gas emission sequestration. Nature-based solutions are also the preferred approach by community members. When developing Climate Resilient SD, 89% of survey participants favored a nature-based solutions approach for coastal protection. Finally, this type of coastal planning also aligns with state and federal funding opportunities. This project includes grant funding from both the National Fish and Wildlife Foundation and State Coastal Conservancy. Phase 1 is currently underway and includes development of the concept level designs, community engagement, pilot project designs, and environmental analysis. Phase 2 will include additional community engagement and education, stakeholder and tribal engagement, as well as the completion of technical studies and additional environmental analysis as needed. 3 more project sites will move forward to initial engineering under Phase 2. This shows our draft project schedule from spring of 2024 forward. In the spring and early summer, we conducted pop-up events, launched an online survey, and held community workshops. Over the summer, the project team will work to incorporate community and stakeholder feedback into the project designs. We anticipate releasing a draft plan and programmatic EIR in the early winter for public review. For California, sea level rise projections are established by the Ocean Protection Council. This June, Ocean Protection Council adopted updated guidance that includes 5 scenarios, shown here on the chart. Scenarios are designated by different colors. For 2050, there is more certainty to how much sea level rise we anticipate in a narrower range of projections. Roughly around 0.8 feet is anticipated. As you look out towards the end of the century and beyond, there is a greater range of potential sea level rise projections due to more uncertainty in global greenhouse gas emissions and physical processes. Adaptation strategies generally fall into 3 categories: protect, strategies that seek to defend development and other resources through more engineered efforts, and generally are prioritizing existing alignment in certain uses. Accommodate, strategies that support retrofitting of existing structures with a focus on repair and maintenance as impacts are realized. The level of use or service may need to be adjusted. Retreat or relocation, strategies that realign or relocate assets out of hazard areas and limit new development in vulnerable areas. Often, a hybrid approach that uses strategies from multiple categories may be the most effective. A hybrid approach includes strategies that blend both protective elements using natural materials with more structural designs while incorporating social and environmental considerations. As we develop and refine the project concepts for the Coastal Resilience Master Plan, it is important to keep in mind that there are trade-offs associated with each adaptation option. For example, strategies with more physical protection often also provide some social benefits and preserve use, but may compromise environmental aspects. For the planning process, we started with 11 potential sites along the city's coastline and narrowed it down to 6 sites using prioritization criteria. These included city ownership. The city needed to own the land to be able to construct and maintain the project. Disadvantaged communities, whether or not there is potential to support coastal access or positively benefit disadvantaged communities. Our multi-habitat planning area. If the project was in or near our multi-habitat planning area, it could positively benefit protected or sensitive species. Sea level rise, the extent to which the site was vulnerable to sea level rise, and finally, overall site feasibility, whether or not the site was well suited for a nature-based solutions approach for coastal resilience. Our 6 sites are La Jolla Shores, Tourmaline Beach, Mission Beach, Ocean Beach Dog Beach, Ocean Beach Beachfront, and Sunset Cliffs. Next, I will walk through each of the draft project concepts. For the La Jolla Shores project site, a menu of potential options for the project design are being considered, including parking lot and recreation realignment, seat wall and berm features along the park perimeter, a vegetated dune, seawall modifications and realignments, including floodproofing of accessways. For this site, the draft project concept includes a raised earthen dike along the northern and southern end of the park that would be gently sloping and have seating and viewing amenities. Fronting the parking lot, we are proposing a seat wall that would have seating amenities and ADA access. This draft project concept retains beach space and provides protection to the park and parking lot to coastal flooding. For the Tourmaline project site, a menu of potential options were considered, including a vegetated dune integrated into the existing revetment and cobble, stormwater and drainage improvements, enhanced access and site amenities, and parking lot modifications with pedestrian features. The draft project concept includes a vegetated dune leveraging existing material with native plantings, an additional formalized access path to the beach, maintaining the existing ramp but enhancing drainage and seating, and the potential for stormwater infrastructure enhancements on site that could provide the opportunity for a new pedestrian path from the sidewalk to the beach. For the Mission Beach project site, a menu of potential options were considered, including a vegetated dune, seawall realignment with a perch beach, and floodproofing of the beach accessways. The draft project concept includes a vegetated dune along the length of the beach with native plants, accessways with consideration for floodproofing, and maintaining the strand alignment. An alternative project concept for this site includes a perched or raised beach area that would expand the beach area and realign the strand behind it. Similar to the first project concept, accessways would be maintained and there would be consideration for floodproofing. For the Ocean Beach Dog Beach project site, a menu of potential options were considered, including a vegetated dune, removal of the K-rail and integration with the San Diego River Trail, parking lot and recreation realignment, restroom realignment, repair, rehabilitation, or modification of the groin or jetty. The draft project concept for this site includes a vegetated dune along the landward edge of the beach and a multi-use path that will connect the San Diego River Trail, Dog Beach, and the Ocean Beach Pier areas. This concept also includes dune restoration towards the northeast portion of the project site and the potential to relocate the bathroom inland for greater protection. For the Ocean Beach beachfront site, a menu of potential options were considered, including a vegetated dune, parking and recreation realignment, repair and modification of the groin and jetty, and seawall modification. The draft project concept for this site continues a vegetated dune and multi-use path from the Ocean Beach Dog Beach site down to the Ocean Beach Pier, connecting the San Diego River Trail, Dog Beach, and Pier areas with the multi-use path. Emergency access and ADA access will be maintained, and no changes to parking are proposed. For the Sunset Cliffs project site, a menu of potential options for the site were considered, including roadway modification and lane diet, trail formalization and enhancement, parking lot retrofits and layout optimization, stormwater and drainage improvements, bluff stabilization, and vegetation management. Additional considerations for this project site include safety improvements, the desire for no impact on emergency response or total parking provided, drainage improvements, invasive removal and native plant installation, and access and recreation enhancement. For this site, we are looking at a menu of options, including realignment of parking, trail enhancements and realignments, native plantings and invasive species management, drainage improvements, and a proposed one-lane road diet along segments of the road where there are public safety concerns due to coastal erosion and/or due to lack of separation for pedestrians from vehicles. The road diet would be first piloted temporarily and would require additional traffic studies and engagement before implementation. To close, the development of the project concepts is the first step of many. Additional technical studies and engineering will be required, along with continued community and stakeholder engagement as we plan for a resilient and thriving coastline. Thank you. To learn more about the Coastal Resilience Master Plan, you can scan the QR code on the screen or go to our project webpage.